We are your hosts, Tony and Dak, and in today's episode, we are going through the free agency pickups and picking out a couple of players for our boom or bust prospects. What this means is we're just going to choose a player or two, one that's going to be a boom, being that they're going to be a good fit for their new team, so specifically new team players, um, with one curveball in the episode. So boom, good player, good fit, and a bust, a bad player, or just a bad fit in our opinion. And then just break down why we think that and go through all that fun stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it with our boom prospects. Dak, do you want me to kick it off, or you got yours in the chamber and you're ready to pull the trigger? His camera froze, so I'll kick us off. He's been having computer issues, so. Tyler Linderbaum is my boom prospect. One of the top tier centers in this league. Just got signed by the Raiders to the fattest contract by a center of all time. He's a great scheme fit. He's an awesome run blocker. By PFF, he is the fourth ranked center in run blocking with an 83.7 grade, which is pretty darn good. It's about a B if you are looking at it in terms of class, like high school and all that fun stuff. He's very smart, able to ID the defense. From different interviews that I have seen with players that have played alongside him, they've always said that he's able to identify and get not only the defense but also get the rest of the offensive linemen into their alignment and get them where they need to be as well, which is something that the Raiders centers last year were not capable of doing and probably haven't been able to since maybe Rodney Hudson or Andre James when he first started, but Andre James was not nearly as good of a blocker. And then the last thing is just he's going to be great for a rookie quarterback. Fernando Mendoza is the expected number one overall pick. I can't imagine that he won't be. And having a center as smart as him is going to be so beneficial to Fernando, taking a lot off of his shoulders and just allow him to go through his reads and that kind of stuff, and then trickle in the getting the offensive line all figured out and squared away, while also letting him just have the peace of mind that he's not going to have to worry about somebody just smacking him from the left side because their line wasn't set up, or a big defensive tackle plowing through the middle of the line, because that happened plenty of times last year because the offensive line was pathetic. And furthermore, I don't think it was the talent necessarily, but I do think it had a big part of coaching. And I think not having a bona fide true center also does not help that aspect. So I think the Raiders' offensive line is going to be much improved from not only coaching, but Tyler Linderbaum being able to get everybody squared away and knowing what he's talking about and how to get people in the places that they need. Dak is back, so we'll see if he can get his boom prospect out before his computer breaks again.
So before my computer breaks again, if you remember, I said Romeo Dobbs would be a great fit with the Patriots. And he ended up signing with the Patriots. The thing is right now is everyone's saying that the Patriots needed a true number one, and Romeo Dobbs is not a true number one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here to tell you that Romeo Dobbs could be a true number one. He just hasn't had a chance to be a true number one. That Packers system he was in had a lot of wide receivers. I think he's kind of going into a similar set with the Patriots, and they have a lot of wide receivers there that could be good, could be not good, kind of role players. And what better situation to go into than a situation where I get to prove myself and I get those reps, and I think that's a great opportunity for Romeo Dobbs. And again, he's familiar with the cold weather. New
Mm-hmm.
England's going to be a colder place to play, and I think that's going to help. The only thing that I'm scared about is if the Patriots are in the market for other receivers. I'm hearing that they could be, or I'm reading and hearing that they could be in the market for AJ Brown
Mm-hmm.
still. If that happens, that could hurt this signing a little bit better. But I think a boom right now is Romeo Dobbs, Patriots, as again you get another.
Yeah. So Romeo Dobbs, I agree, is a
We're
great
free.
signing. Yeah, you keep freezing, but it's okay because I also agree, and I can carry off of this point. Um, Romeo Dobbs might not be your stereo or prototypical number one receiver in terms of build and skill set, that kind of thing. but he is going to be capable of bringing in more of those targets. Something that the Patriots don't really have right now. Outside of is it Kayshon Boutte that's their guy right now? Is Kayshon Boutte?
Yeah, Kayshon Boutte, Matt Collins is another
I know
decent
Matt
receiver
Collins is there,
there.
but he's not even close to being a number one.
And then you have Kyle.
Kyle Williams. I think he's
Yeah,
gonna have a
he's
good season,
another. Yeah,
which is why I picked him up in our dynasty league the second he got dropped. So receiving last year was Stephon Diggs. Hunter Henry was their second most receiving, and then it was Kayshon Boutte. So I think bringing in Romeo Doubs allows just another person to actually get targets off of him um, and split better. Because believe it or not, based on what I'm looking at, is Mac Hollins had about 20 more targets than Kayshon Boutte last year and finished with only 1 yard less. So really, Matt Collins was really the number two receiver there behind Stephon Diggs, um, which is interesting. I That's actually really surprising to me. I think we don't think about that because of the lack of touchdowns he had, for only 2 touchdowns. But he had 46 catches for 550 yards, so that's pretty decent using from Matt Collins last year. But I expect Kyle Williams to take off a lot of, maybe not a lot, but Kyle Williams is definitely a speed guy, and that's kind of what Matt Collins is used for. But he's also more physical than Kyle Williams, based on build, at least his rookie year. Um, so getting into our bust prospects now. Don't think just because I'm a Raiders fan and I wear the Raiders hat and all that other stuff that the Raiders had all the good free agent signings. I think them bringing in Matt Gay is actually stupid. I think that might be like one of the worst free agent signings, period. Um, Now, it might sound lame. Oh, you're using a bust prospect as your, not prospect, bust pickup as a kicker. Well, absolutely, because I think we learned last year that special teams is of utmost importance. So many teams last year had problems with kickers, whether it be the Vikings, the Colts, the 49ers, the Rams even had problems with their special teams last year, and the Raiders specifically. Their special teams coordinator was absolute dog water.
yeah, took out a few
From
kickers while you're at it.
Well, took out a couple kickers, got our kicks blocked, all that fun stuff. Um, and the bringing in of Matt Gay does not make it any better. I don't think he's a better kicker than Daniel Carlson. I met him once at a preseason game for the Colts. Very nice guy. Like he came around and was talking to fans, that kind of thing. But I don't think he's better than Daniel Carlson, and I don't think they should have. Like he's still a free agent. It's not like they. It's not like he wasn't available. Daniel Carlson was also one of the last Oakland Raiders on the team. So just so I'm not just saying, oh, Matt Gay stinks. Let's get into the stats part of it. So comparing the two. So Matt Gay attempted 9 50-plus yard field goals and made 4, whereas Daniel Carlson attempted 8 and made 5. 40 to 49. Matt Gay was 6 for 6. Daniel was 8 for 6 or 6 for 8. 30 to 39, 6 for 6. Going on so on and so forth. But you get to the actual percentages, and Matt Gay was 73.9% field goal percentage versus 81.5 for Daniel Carlson. The longest being 56 for Matt Gay, and the longest for Daniel Carlson being 60. We're gonna not sign somebody who kicked a 60-yard field goal last year. And yes, he had 95.5% extra point percentage versus Matt Gay's 100%. But if I'm not mistaken, a handful of those were blocked. It was, when I tell you, it was so bad for the Raiders last year. It was just pathetic. Like usually you can look at your team and be like, yeah, you're going to be able to get your punt off. You're going to be able to kick the field goal. Not with the Raiders. They had kicks blocked. They lost because they lost the Bears game because the kick was blocked. Off the top of my head, they had a couple punts blocked. It was just pathetic. Like usually the rest of the,
You know the good side of that? But there's a good side of that.
yeah, we got the first overall pick, and now we can take Fernando
Yeah.
Mendoza. But
Yeah.
my boy Daniel Carlson is no longer going to be a Raider, so it's not the good side of it because of that ding dong special teams coordinator and Pete Carroll.
Maybe Matt Gay gets hurt. Matt Gay has a history of getting hurt. Let's be for real. And maybe you just bring in Daniel
I don't
Carlson.
even want it to
and
come to
you're-
that though. Like, and then if we're going to the kickoff, touchbacks, all that fun stuff, honestly, I'm not even going to go into that. I don't even know what it means. So, but
So
just not a
you know
fan of
how
that signing at all.
so kind of to relate here. Daniel Carlson is not signed. He's still a free agent.
Which is ridiculous.
My bust is still a free agent. And not because I think he should be on a team. Because I do think he could be on a team. He should be on a team.
Mm-hmm.
But when you want $20 million and you're not a true number one wide receiver, what are we asking for? And that's Jawan Jennings. He's reportedly winning $20 million a year right now. And that's probably why he's still a free agent. He's not going to go back to the Niners. He's not going to come to the Colts. The Titans just signed a receiver. So I think they'll end up drafting one for their 3 spot and producing somewhere there. Maybe. There's no spot for you anywhere at $20 million. So you're busting your free agency period here because you're not worth that much money. There's no spot for you now anymore. So I think you've just hurt your whole entire career maybe because you're winning so much money that you're not worth. So
Yeah,
Jawan Jennings, if you just happen to be listening, figure it out.
there's no way. But going to Spotrac and seeing what the AAV is for players that are paid $20 million per year. Starting off with Jacoby Myers, he's not better than Jacoby. He's not better than Michael Pittman. He's better than Jerry Jeudy. Wan'Dale Robinson, who is also younger, it's right there.
He
Rashid
just got
Shaheed,
signed. Though.
yeah.
He just got signed, and he had a 1,000-yard season last year with Jackson Dart in that system that maybe wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And now Wan'Dale's back in the same system for the Titans with another young quarterback.
Yep. Rashid Shaheed, $17 million. Romeo Dobbs, $17 million. Cooper Kupp, $15 million. Mike Evans, $14 million. Khalil Shakir, Rashad Bateman. Christian Watson hasn't gotten a second.
But let's be for real though. Like, he's wanting $20 million. The Niners went out and got Mike Evans for what, 14?
Yeah.
$6 million less, and a guy that's proven it, that's still probably older, that can still probably perform at the same level.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
To go a little up to see who that would be comparable with. Chris Godwin is making 22. Devontae Adams is making 22. Cortland Sutton's making 23. Calvin Ridley's making 23. Now that sucks. That's terrible. But continue. Nico Collins is making 24. Is that his second contract? I don't know. We'll skip Nico. We'll skip Devonta. I think these are all okay. George Pickens is making 27 million. Oh, he got franchise tag though. So
he got tagged.
Just keep that into perspective with Jawan Jennings and the contract that he desires. Where Jawan Jennings is just coming off of a year where he was injured, and only was he the number one receiver because the real number one receiver, Brandon Ayuk, hates the 49ers in San Francisco. So, and the real wide receiver one on that team plays running back. So keep that in mind as well. He missed 2 games last year, 643 yards and 9 touchdowns. So yeah, he could find the end zone, but you know what? As a receiver, that looks great. But you didn't have the yards, dude. You got out received by CMC. Now a lot of receivers do. But on this, no, it's pathetic. It's terrible.
Heard in Jawan, you're only good for third downs, but you can't stay on the field.
He's only 28.
What are we doing?
So, or 28. He's only 28. So he's cooked. He's really fumbling. Just go for if you want 20 mil a year, just go for a 1-year contract, prove it deal. Show that you actually have it, and then look for your bag later. That's what so many players do. Maybe should do too.
Maybe go to the Buccaneers. They need some receivers.
Yeah, the Buccaneers. Honestly might be decent. But yeah, that's our boom bust video. Something quick, short, to the point. Let us know down below who you guys think will be a boom bust player coming up into this 2026 NFL season as we continue to bring you guys content as much of the off season as we can. Our schedules have been a little weird, which is why we were recording on a Friday and not a typical Monday. Um, but as always, find us on all the things down below: Instagram, YouTube, and then TikTok as well. Sometimes I'll hop on there, post some clips, or just news breaks, and I decide to go out there and pull out an Adam Schefter. So sometimes I'm the first one. Like, not other people have it, because I got a guy on YouTube, not YouTube, on Twitter that posts the stuff usually before they do. So I quickly screenshot it and record the video. But anyways, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you guys in the next episode, being the Titans deep dive. So if you're a Titans fan, stay tuned because we got a deep dive for you guys. Peace.